He won 2 Academy Awards. He starred in some of the greatest films ever made. He was respected by directors, feared by villains, and admired by audiences around the world. And then he disappeared. No scandal, no dramatic farewell, no desperate attempt to stay relevant. Gene Hackman simply walked away from Hollywood. Why would one of the greatest actors of his generation choose to leave when he still had everything? The answer reveals far more than a career decision. It reveals what success can never guarantee. Gene Hackman never fit the traditional Hollywood mold. He wasn't promoted as a glamorous leading man. He didn't rely on charm or celebrity mystique. What he brought to the screen felt more powerful than image. He felt real. That authenticity became his greatest strength. When he appeared in a scene, audiences believed him completely. Whether he played a detective, a villain, or a deeply flawed man, he made every performance feel grounded and human. But his path to success was anything but easy. Before the awards and acclaim, Hackman struggled for years. He worked tirelessly while trying to establish himself as an actor. There were setbacks, rejections, long stretches of uncertainty. Nothing about his early career suggested that he would become one of the most respected performers in cinema history. But persistence changed everything. And when his breakthrough finally came, it changed not only his life, but the way Hollywood saw him.
Then came The French Connection. His portrayal of Popeye Doyle was intense, unpredictable, and unforgettable. The performance earned him an Academy Award and transformed him into a major star. From that point forward, Hackman became one of the most reliable actors in the industry. He brought depth and credibility to every role. And over the following decades, he built one of the most impressive filmographies in Hollywood history. Hackman never depended on a single persona. He could be heroic, ruthless, vulnerable, or terrifying. In Superman, he gave Lex Luthor wit and menace. In Unforgiven, he delivered another Oscar-winning performance. In film after film, he demonstrated extraordinary range. Yet, despite the awards and admiration, he maintained a certain distance from Hollywood culture. Fame never appeared to be his true motivation. To the outside world, Gene Hackman had achieved everything an actor could want: awards, respect, financial success, a lasting legacy. But accomplishment does not eliminate exhaustion. Years of intense work can take a personal toll. The constant demands of filmmaking can become overwhelming, and eventually, Hackman faced a question many successful people confront. What happens when you no longer need to prove anything?
In the early 2000s, Hackman made a remarkable choice. He stepped away from acting, quietly, without spectacle, without attempting one final publicity campaign. He simply stopped. For fans, the decision was surprising. For Hackman, it appears to have been deeply intentional. He had spent decades giving everything to his craft. Now he wanted something different: time, peace, a life beyond the spotlight. Retirement did not mean disappearance in the emotional sense. Hackman turned to writing and embraced a more private existence. He chose creativity on his own terms. No cameras, no premieres, no industry pressure. In a culture that often encourages people to seek more and more recognition, his decision felt unusually self-assured. He walked away because he was ready. The most compelling part of Gene Hackman's story is not his success, it is his willingness to leave. Many people spend their lives chasing achievement. Very few know when they have enough. Hackman appeared to understand something profound. A meaningful life is not measured only by accomplishments.
it is also measured by the ability to choose what matters next. Gene Hackman remains one of the greatest actors in film history. His performances continue to influence audiences and performers alike. But perhaps his most powerful lesson came after the awards were won and the cameras stopped rolling. He demonstrated that success does not require endless visibility. Sometimes the most remarkable decision is knowing when to step away. Gene Hackman conquered Hollywood. He earned its highest honors. He built a career that few actors will ever match. And then he did something almost unheard of. He walked away. Not because he failed, not because he was forgotten, but because he understood that life offers more than fame. And perhaps that is why his story continues to inspire, because it reminds us that the greatest achievement is not simply reaching the top, it is having the wisdom to decide what comes next.